A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the abridged version of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. We'll do our best to make it worth your while, give you news tidbits from across the world. We want to start the show off tonight talking Taekwondo. We'll give you a bit of combat sports. Let's start from here in Nigeria and talk about the Chukwumerije Sports Foundation that has announced the 6th edition of its Invitational Taekwondo Open, which will hold on August 12th at the indoor hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. 100 young athletes comprising of 64 boys and 36 girls from 6 Taekwondo clubs have been confirmed for the event. Beijing 2008 Olympic medalist and founder Chukwumerije promised a well-organized event that will be memorable for both competitors and spectators. He added that medals will be awarded in 19 categories, including 8 kiddies, 9 cadets, and 2 junior categories. For more on this, let's quickly take some reactions and come back for more on Sports Tonight.
For a lot of years, I focused on a high performance project. It produced people like Olympic medalist, Olympian Elizabeth Ayanacho, who was the first in almost more than 16 years qualify for the Olympics for a female and second ever female. And we produced a lot of other national champions, African medalists. But that project came to a close after the Olympics. After my 2 years break, because after the Olympics I needed to take a break. So I'm happy to be back. During the time, of course, I was training the ones I mentor personally. But now I'm fully back. I'm going to do everything in my power to keep giving back, doing what I do best, being very heavily involved in mentoring young people through sports and building their capacity to be a positive addition to their community. Come and support these young children, these 100 kids. They are not black belts because obviously they are kids, but they are an important part of sports development. They are an important part of encouraging young people to exercise, to stay fit, to stay healthy.
Let's go all out, support the kids, support the young ones. They are an important part of sports development, the words of Chukwumerije. And obviously, we hope that he will be able to discover more talents and help take the sports to greater heights. Still talking combat sports on the show. Let's quickly tell you what has been revealed today. The last style bender, Israel Adesanya, Nigeria's Israel Adesanya, fighting under the flag of New Zealand, will defend his middleweight title against American Sean Strickland in Sydney, Australia on September 3rd. Adesanya last fought in April after beating longtime rival Alex Pereira to regain his belt. And of course, he lost that belt 5 months earlier and he regained it when it mattered most. The Nigerian-born New Zealander was set to fight Dricus du Plessis, but the South African is injured. A lot of people would have loved to see that fight because there's been a lot of bad blood between both fighters, but injury didn't allow us see that. A lot of accusations here and there. Of course, du Plessis said he is the real African and all that. So, but Strickland will be competing in his first UFC fight. A lot of things have been said about Strickland, so we wait. September 10th is the day, and we'll see what's going to happen. The last style bender, of course, making us proud, and hopefully it will be able to retain his title. All right, let's move on the show and talk some football on the domestic scene. That is, let's talk about the Nigeria Nationwide League. It has been confirmed that this maiden edition of the NLO Youth League Super Cup Championship will hold in Owerri, Imo State, after signing the memorandum of understanding with Ikukuma Sports Club. The chief operating officer of the Nationwide League, Olushola Ogunowo, said the 16-team competition is scheduled from September 5th to 16th. He explained that the Nigerian Football Federation Technical Department, foreign scouts, and national team coaches will be attending the competition to discover talents. Ikukuma Sports Club and 15 other clubs from the third tier of Nigeria Football League system are expected to feature in the 10-day event. Let's take some reactions and come back for more on Sports Tonight.
Football as one of the most formidable tools with which to create means of livelihood for young people, as well as unity and peaceful coexistence amongst communities, states, and countries, as enshrined in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 1, 2, 3, 11, 16, and 17. Difficulty lies in the dividends of my personal effort so far in grassroots football.
These things have been weeded in the past, but I must tell you, this tournament is quite different from the regular league. So the officiating of this tournament is going to be different. All the officials of this tournament are going to be on ground. Officials of Nigeria Referee Association are going to be on ground. So you don't expect any referee to mess up with the play of everybody, because we are going to talk to them. If the matches are going to be broadcasted live, then we don't want them to embarrass Nigeria.
All right. It's good the things we're hearing these days about football, grassroots sports. Of course, people trying their best to ensure that football returns to its pride of place on the grassroots scene. And some of the things that we're hearing, we're beginning to like them. Competitions, very important to ensure that the production line is intact, to ensure that we get to see these young ones, to ensure we get them active, discover, and once we begin to hear that national team selectors, people from the technical department, foreign scouts will all be present, it is heartwarming to know. And all the little issues that may become a glitch, I hope that the organizers will be able to nip it in the bud. They still have a lot of time on their hands. Everything starting in September, so they should be able to do all of that. All right, let's go to Canada, the city of Toronto, to be precise and take just view some action happening right there. Let's start you off with this one. Casper Ruud, the Norwegian, is battled through a tricky test from his opponent to reach the third round at the Toronto Masters. He was a semi-finalist last year in Montreal, and he defeated Lechika 7-6, 6-4 in a tale of two sets. Ruud struggled to find his best level in the opening set, committing 21 unforced errors, including 6 double faults. And should the Norwegian win and reach the quarterfinals, it will mark his 200 tour level victory. Let's allow you to enjoy some of the highlights, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight. On your screen, you have Max Purcell spoiling the dream of Felix Auger-Aliassime. Of course, Felix was celebrating his 23rd birthday, but it wasn't a good day for him. He lost to the home favorite 6-4, 6-4. The Australian dropped just 3 points behind his first serve and did not face a break point to upset the Canadian. Very interesting times right there. So wasn't a good day for Felix. He lost. Andre Rublev lost as well. Some of the big stars did fare too well in this tournament. Of course, he made, of course, 29 unforced errors, talking about Felix Auger-Aliassime. All right, we have some of the highlights from the Canadian Open, the Toronto Masters. We'll just get you some of those highlights. All right, welcome back. And of course, let's talk to you about the Springboks. It's time to talk some rugby. Africa's most successful rugby team and a superpower in world rugby. And of course, the South Africans have released their squad for the World Cup. It's heartwarming to see how well received this team is, and how a lot of the fans appreciate what they've done in years past. And of course, the familiar faces still there. Siya Kolisi still on this team. Most of the guys you expect to don the Springboks jersey also still there. Fly half Andre Pollard and center Lucanio Ham have been left out. Those two left out from the 33-man Rugby World Cup squad. Both players started in the World Cup final win in 2019. That was the last World Cup which South Africa won. But of course, Captain Siya Kolisi has been included, even though he has not played since April after tearing his anterior cruciate ligament, the one in his right knee. And some other players too, like Luke the Jagger, is another notable omission owing to a chest problem. But by and large, it was the team a lot of people expected to see. Let's take some reactions from that, and of course, we'll come back to wrap things up on the show.
If you look at the quality of the squad that we selected, the 33 that we selected, but also the guys that didn't make it, you know, we were a squad of 42 that worked really hard. It was probably one of the toughest selection meetings that we've had, and like we've mentioned before, to get to this squad started in 2018, so there was some tough decisions to be made.
The hard work that obviously the planning that the coaching staff have done, and the hard work that the boys have put in, and I think, you know, we're going to have to vary things compared to the way we played the last time. A lot of teams obviously gotten better. We've also believed we've gotten better as a team, and I think our hard work will just show that.
All right, just a little pointer. The Springboks will begin the defense of their title against Scotland on September 10th. All right, that's the much we can take on the show tonight. We do hope you've enjoyed everything that we've been able to bring to you. We're going to leave you with some highlights from the Toronto Masters. We allow you enjoy that, and of course, you see us again tomorrow. I'm Amy Adebayo. Bye-bye now.